Hey, my winners, welcome to Break the Board. This is John Cole, your host. Wednesday, May 24th here. Real quick, Bet Online is your number one source for all your basketball info, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds and lines, including the latest player props, player reports for this year's pro basketball playoffs. Bet Online is always your sports information headquarters this season, as we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. Basketball, MLB, NHL hockey, right to UFC and boxing. Bet Online is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games you can play right from the comfort of your own home. Head to the website to use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use our promo code. That's BLEAV, capital B, BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. Got another packed episode for you here. Obviously, last night in NHL did not go our way. And with that, I'm going to end up closing out the hockey season. Just didn't end the way I wanted it to end. Real quick, record keeping wise, because I believe records and transparency is important. In the NHL playoffs, for the new calendar year. Now, the new calendar year, I start April 1st, starts with baseball, so there's a couple days before. And then NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, though they start like April 9th-ish, 10th-ish. That starts the new calendar year. So I separate the regular season, postseason. So my calendar year goes April 1st all the way through March 31st. NHL playoffs last year was dynamite, 27-10. Not so much this year, guys. I let you down, 20-24. Minus 8.4 units after last night's double unit loss, where really it was down 2.9 units with the Dallas Stars. What can I say, man? I mean, that team thought they'd win the cup, thought they were the team to win. You know, I lost a couple G's on it myself, so it was a tough beat. The Vegas Knights and the Florida Panthers are going to be your Stanley Cup finals. Both teams well deserved. I mean, it's just amazing that all four of these conference finals in both NHL and NBA, have all teetered with the sweep. Now, the Celtics avoided the sweep last night. We'll get into that a little bit later. But, I mean, it's just been incredible. I have never seen anything like it. I really have not seen anything like it, to where, you know, every once in a while you'll have one that's like a runaway. But to have it go the way it's went has just been unreal. NBA 10-12 in the NBA playoffs, down 3.8 units. I don't know if I'll play anything there again, but I know hockey, I'm done. So we're going to finish 20-24, down 8.4. And then in Major League Baseball, we've really taken away from that, 61-50, up 11 games over 500, and we've had up 8.65 units. So we've really hurt ourselves there and dug a hole, considering we've taken away from the baseball due to hockey. So when it all adds up, we're under 3 units for the year. A month and a half into the new year, nothing to write home about. Should be up, close to 10, but we'll right the ship and get it right. The Dallas Stars, though, back to them, they're dead as a doornail at this point. I mean, Vegas came out and they were up 2-0 like in the first 5 minutes last night. So Florida will have their shot at Carolina to close them out tonight. You know, do they close them out? I mean, gosh, I don't even know at this point. I don't know what to make of hockey. Like I said, it's just been an incredibly odd year. Right now, Florida laying 110, Carolina minus 106, so about even here. Again, no opinion on this game. You would think Carolina would show some heart, but gosh, I mean, they lost 1-0 and then lost 2 overtime games, so I don't know how much tougher Carolina can play them. Florida just seems like a team of destiny right now as they move forward. If you're looking ahead to your Stanley Cup Finals, odds to win the Cup this morning, The Knights are the favorite, minus $1.15. Florida Panthers plus 125. And hey, if you wanted to take a flyer on Carolina or Dallas pulling off a miracle, Carolina plus 2,200, Stars 24-1. So right now the Knights minus 115, the short favorite over the Panthers, which tells me it's probably more than likely it's them in Florida. So you're going to end up having, the Knights be probably minus 120 the first game. So, looking over to the NBA, the Boston Celtics, hey, I should have bet them instead of the Lakers in game 3. But the trend holds true now. The underdogs are now 8-0 against the closing number in the conference finals. Just an unbelievable stat there. And even more maddening and frustrating me is typically I'm an underdog contrarian player. The fact that I've hopped on all these favorites in both the NHL and NBA just proves one of my main rules, which is if you lean towards favorites too much, you'll go broke. And I've definitely beat us up a little bit here. But Boston 116-99, they stave off elimination. Jason Tatum finally shows up again. He's like Anthony Davis, on again, off again, on again, off again. 33 points, 11 boards, 7 assists. Al Horford poured in 12, White 16, Jaylen Brown 17, Grant Williams, I guess he's out of the doghouse now. Missoula finally figured out, the guy had a great playoffs last year. Maybe I should play him. So he poured in 14 off the bench there. Jimmy Butler 29, Caleb Martin 16 off the bench, Gabe Vincent 17, though Gabe Vincent had the really bad ankle sprain there. Hopefully he's okay. But now it shifts back to Boston for game 5, and Boston laying 7.5, comeback plus 7.5, juiced at minus 105 for Miami. And you got it. Look, dogs are 8-0. I don't think I'm going to give it out, but hey, you got to take the dog here. You got to take Miami. At this point, you're looking, even if Boston wins game 5, Miami's going to be a dog in game 6, a short dog. I'd say Boston, instead of them where they were like close plus 1.5 yesterday, they're probably minus a bucket. And so either way, look, I mean, the Boston fans talking about this whole Red Sox don't let us win one thing. Come on. It's not the same. Baseball and basketball are not the same. The Heat are going to win this series. So, again, as the streak is, of course, if I hop on it, the streak will come to an end. But when dogs are 8-0 on covers, Miami catching 7.5, you got to go with that. You got to go with that. So that would be the lean. Of course, Denver is sitting there patiently waiting. They're minus 210 to win the NBA championship. Miami plus 390. Boston plus 470. If you want Jokic to average a triple-double in the NBA Finals, minus 110, which really doesn't seem like a bad bet because he's been killing that so far in these playoffs. All right, so moving over to Major League Baseball, the Minnesota Twins, the Twinkies let us down last night. We had the lead there. They give up 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th to fall 4-3. Phillies, they roar all the way back, but then fall short as they give up. As soon as they tie the game, Arizona comes back up in the 7th and takes the lead, or 8th rather, takes the lead. They beat the Phillies 4-3. And then we had the dog plus 110, the Blue Jays, who won 20-1 over the Rays. So 1-2 in baseball. Again, 61-50 on the year in Major League Baseball. Today's card, games start early, 12:35 Eastern time. Rotation number 925, Texas Rangers visiting the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Rangers will throw my boy Perez out there, laying $1.25. Johan Avedo will get the call for the Pirates. Perez 5-1 with a 4.01 ERA, 5 and a third innings pitched on average. Avedo 3-3 with a 4.69 ERA. We'll get the call there, like I said, for the Pirates. He's averaging 5 and a third innings pitched as well. I was just looking at a stat that, as I was talking about this, I wanted to look up for you guys. So the Oakland A's, as bad as they are, they've only won, they're on pace to like break the all-time record. The A's are on pace to lose 130 games, in case anybody knows. But do you realize they've scored more runs than the San Diego Padres this year? Is that not like just a crazy, mind-boggling stat? I don't know. It was to me. I know that was like a squirrel out of left field, but I just thought about it when I started talking about last night's games. And I was like, man, I got to share that because I read that yesterday. So anyway, right here, Rangers won the game last night. In this one, you either take the Rangers or you don't bet the game. You guys know I'm a sucker for Perez. I like him. So that would be my lean. Arizona Diamondbacks, 1:06 Eastern time. Visit the Philadelphia Phillies. Zach Gallen will go for the D-backs. 6-2 with a 2.95 ERA, one flat whip, averaging 6 innings pitched. He's been absolutely outstanding. Ranger Suarez will be making his second start since coming off the DL. 0-1, 10.50 ERA, and threw 3 innings in his last outing. The D-backs 4-0 in Gallen's last 4 starts versus the National League East. They're 5-0 in Gallen's last 5 starts versus a team with a losing record. D-backs now go to 5-0 in their last 5 overall, last 4 overall, and 4-0 in their last 4 road games. Phillies are 7-1 though in Suarez's last 8 home starts, and 4-0 in Suarez's last 4 home starts versus a team with a winning record. The over/under sets at 8.5. The over is 6-1 in Suarez's last 7 starts, with the total set at 8.5 to 10.5. D-backs 5-1 the last 6 meetings, and the D-backs 15-7 the last 22 in Philadelphia. Arizona creeps up a little bit more. They now have the 7th best offense in Major League Baseball. In their history here, Gallen again, in his last 10 starts, the D-backs are 7-3. Against the Phillies, they're 3-1 when he pitches. He's pitched 3 shutouts against the Phillies and gave up 4 runs back on June 10th. So he's been absolutely electric against them. Suarez, when he pitches, is 1-3. The Phillies are against the D-backs when Suarez, the southpaw, takes the bump for him. So look, again, hate to lay wood on the road, but at a short price of -120, you either got to take the red hot D-backs here or don't bet the game would be my lean. Minnesota Twins have lost 4 in a row now. Again, and we had that heartbreaker last night, 3 in a row. Had that heartbreaker last night. The Giants have won 3 in a row. Today they'll match up again at 1:10 Eastern time. Disconfani will get the call for the Giants, 3-3 with a 3.09 ERA, 0.99 whip, averaging about 6 innings per start. The Twins will counter with Joe Ryan, who's been fantastic, 6-1 with a 2.25 ERA, 0.89 whip. Averaging 6 1/3 innings pitched here. Giants bringing the 19th ranked offense. Twins up to 14th in offense. In their last 3 starts, Disconfani is 0-2, but the Giants themselves are 1-2 when he pitches, averaging 5 2/3, 1.38 whip with a 5.19 ERA. And Joe Ryan 1-1, but the Twins are 1-2. So just like Disconfani, Joe Ryan hasn't got a lot of run support. He's averaging 6 innings pitched, 1.17 whip, and a 2 flat ERA. These teams are trending in different directions, right? You got the Giants, won 3 in a row. You got the Twinkies have lost 3 in a row. $1.72 is way too high for me to hop back on the Twins. So that'll probably be a pass unless the puppy comes way down. And Disconfani, the comeback, plus 145. Next game in the rotation, Houston Astros 9-2-9 versus the Milwaukee Brewers 9-3-0 rotation number. Again, 1:10 Eastern time. Brandon Bielak will get the call for the Astros. Adrian Hauser for The Brewers were able to take this game yesterday against the Astros, ending that winning streak of Houston. Belak 1-1 with a 2.89 ERA, averaging 4 2/3 innings pitched. Hauser 0-0, 3.07, averaging 5 innings pitched. The Astros are 0-6 in Belak's last 6 road starts, so not very good there. The under is 4-0 in Hauser's last 4 starts against the American League West. Over-under sets at 9 right now, and the Astros 15-39 the last 54 meetings in Milwaukee. Again, not a whole lot of conviction here. It's minus 110 both ways. Gun to my head, I would lean Milwaukee, though. Typically, when a team's winning streak ends, they drop 2 in a row before they come back, right? So it's just a trend that typically works there. Next in the rotation is Chicago White Sox 9-1-3 against Cleveland Guardians 9-1-4. This one again at 1:10 Eastern time. 5 games on this early slate. The Chicago White Sox will throw Michael Kopech 2-4 with a 4.83 ERA, 1.33 with a 5.2 WHIP. The Guardians will throw Cal Cantrell 2-2 with a 4.06, 1.31 WHIP, again averaging 5 2/3 himself. The under is 6-0 in the White Sox last 6 overall. Again, these two teams can't score to save their life. Over-under is setting at 8 right now. White Sox won this game yesterday against the Guardians. The Guardians 6-0 in Cantrell's last 6 Wednesday starts, so Wednesdays must be a good day. You know, he gets some sushi, gets laid. It's just a great day for him. White Sox 5-2 the last 7 now in Cleveland, and 3-5 in the last 8 meetings here. When you go inside the pitching matchup, recently their last 3, Kopech 2-1, and the White Sox are 2-1, 6 1/3 innings pitched with a 2.89 ERA. Cantrell almost mirrors him, 1-0, but the Guardians 2-1 in his starts. Again, 6 1/3 innings pitched on average for him with a 2.89 ERA. So these guys mirror each other. The Guardians laying $1.40, comeback plus 120 on the White Sox. No real lean in this one. Moving on. We're going to go to Toronto Blue Jays, rotation number 915 against Tampa Bay Rays 916. Again, the Blue Jays exploded yesterday 20-1 over the Tampa Bay Rays. Just absolutely incredible. Now the Rays will come back with Shane McClanahan, who obviously is in the driver's seat when you start talking about Cy Young and Kikichi for Toronto. So you got 2 southpaws here. Kikichi 5-1 with a 4.08 ERA, averaging 5 innings pitched. McClanahan 7-0. I mean, this guy's been just absolutely a electric, man. 2.05 ERA, 1.19 WHIP, 5 2/3 innings pitched for him. But Tampa Bay right now, I mean, again, McClanahan's going, I respect that, but minus 205, plus 174 on the comeback for the Blue Jays. I just can't get on that train. That's just way, way too much. If anything, you take the Blue Jays and take your shot because, I mean, look, at 7-0, I get how good McClanahan's been, but the Blue Jays are 5-2 the last 7 meetings that these teams have hooked up. So, and the Blue Jays got the 11th ranked offense. They exploded for 20 runs yesterday. In their last 3, McClanahan a 2.12. Kikichi is a 4.20 ERA. But look, when Kikichi pitches against the Rays, the Blue Jays are 4-1 when he pitches against them. He's never given up more than 2 runs against Tampa. And when you look at Tampa, with McClanahan against the Blue Jays, he has thrown against them 7 times for 5 wins, 5-2. He's given up 4 runs, 3 runs, and then a bunch of 1-runners. So I expect this to be more low scoring, but there's no way you can lay 205. There's just no way. Not saying that, hey, I'm going to go out there and give out the Blue Jays. I'm just saying if you're one of those people that have to bet every game on the board, there's no way you can't go with Tampa or Toronto with that kind of value. San Diego Padres rotation number 905 against the Nationals, rotation number 906. Ryan Weathers, the southpaw, will get the call for the Padres, laying $1.60. Comeback plus 135 with Trevor Williams of the Nationals. These two teams, Jekyll and Hyde, I'm just going to take a pass on this one. That neither one has shown any substance to be able to be consistent whatsoever. So Weathers 1-2 with a 3.42 ERA, averaging about 4 innings per. Trevor Williams 1-2 with a 4.26 ERA, 1.26 WHIP. He's averaging about 5 innings per himself. The under 6-0 in the Padres' last 6 road games versus a right-handed starter. That over-under total is setting at 9.5. And the Nationals, the over is 6-1 their last 7 versus a team with a losing record, which the Padres fit that bill. But the Padres are 8-3 their last 11 in Washington. Again, the Padres offense, we talked about this, the A's have scored more runs. Padres 26th ranked offense. Nationals 24th ranked offense. The thing that saved the Padres is they've had the 7th best defense in Major League Baseball. Over their last 3 starts, Weathers 1-2 with a 3.78 ERA, but Williams 2-1, but he has a 6.39 ERA. So, hey, go figure on that one. Weathers' last 10 starts for the Padres, though, when he pitches, the Padres are 2-8. So, not very good there for them. He's made one start against the Washington Nationals back on July 6th of 2021, going 5 innings, scattering 7 hits, 4 earned runs. Though the Padres won that game 7-4. Williams' last 4 starts, the Nats are 3-1 in those starts, but he's faced the Padres 3 times and has lost all of them. So nothing again there really for, in my opinion, to sink your teeth into. Padres have been so erratic. The Nationals are a piss poor franchise. It's like they won a World Series and thought, okay, how far can we run this team right into the freaking ground? So just don't have a good feeling on either team. Orioles and Yankees had a thriller in 10 innings. Orioles had a stranglehold early. Yankees come back and win there today. 7:05 Eastern Time, rotation number 917 for the Orioles, rotation number 918 for the Yankees. The Orioles are going to send Tyler Wells, who has been just absolutely lights out. I mean, this guy, if it not for McClanahan, you would have to consider, and he still should be considered, but McClanahan has just, I'd say McClanahan and Bassett have boat raced the field when you start talking about the Cy Young Award in the American League. But again, Tyler Wells has been phenomenal, 3-1 with a 2.94 ERA, 0.79 whip. He said, whip it and whip it good. Cortez, the southpaw, Nestor. Well, I ain't gonna say the rest. That's a bad joke. 4-2 with a 5.21 ERA. He's averaging 5 1/3. So both of these guys should get past the 5th inning, if not even complete the 6th. Over under setting at 8. The over is 5-0 in Baltimore's last 5 road games, with the total set at 7 to 8.5. And the under is 3-0-1 in Wells' last 4 starts during game 2 of a series. The over is 5-0 in Cortez's last 5 starts overall. Orioles 19-49 the last 68, 16-35 the last 51 meetings in New York. Baltimore has the 8th ranked offense, New York the 12th. Defensively, New York 5, Baltimore 11th. Yankees struggled out of the gate, but they're really, now that they're starting to get a little healthy, things are starting to get going. They've played much, much better. In their last 3 starts, Wells, the Orioles, he's 1-0, but the Orioles are 1-2 when he pitches. 0.82 whip, 2.12 earned run average. Cortez, he's 1-0, but the Yankees are 3-0 in his last 3 starts with a 1.50 whip, 5.87 earned run average there. In his last 7 starts, again, Wells 5-2 are the Orioles when he pitches. He's faced the Yankees 5 times, once earlier this year, back on April 9th. Back there on April 9th, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits scattered, 4 earned runs. All 5 starts that he's made against the Yankees in his career, the Orioles have lost all 5. So, not very good. Cortez, on the other hand, again, his last 3 starts have been winners. And when Cortez has pitched against Baltimore, that's happened 6 times. The recent one back on April 9th, he actually opposed Wells in that 5-3 game that they won. But when Cortez pitches against Baltimore, the Yankees are 5-1. So right now, Yankees laying $1.36, comeback plus 115 on Baltimore. You have got to lean Yankees or don't bet the game. I know Wills has been fantastic. He's pitched really, really well. But look, the Orioles, trends are trends, man. They never play well against the Yankees unless they're at home. In New York, they struggle. So look, this is a 3-game set. Baltimore's going to get out of here. They'll probably steal one. But blowing that lead last night was just, again, trends are trends for a reason. Those things end up happening. And I think when you look at that again, the Yankees at a short price, very rarely do you get the Yankees at a short price. And when you got a guy that's, been lights out against a team and another guy that's never even been able to sniff the win, well, you kind of got to lean the one side. Dodgers, rotation number 907 against the Braves, rotation number 908. Dodgers 5-0 their last 5 against the National League East, 6-1 in their last 7 versus a team with a winning record. They'll send Tony Gonsolin to the hill. Bryce Elder will get the call for the Braves. This one's minus 110 both ways. Over under set at 9.5. No opinion on this one. Just when you get 2 good teams like that, it's hard, at least for me, to find an edge there. But again, we're just rolling through this stuff early morning. I'll do more work as the day goes on. Yesterday I didn't like the Blue Jays as much. Then when I got into doing the work, I said, all right, I like the Blue Jays versus the Rays. Because remember, yesterday morning I said, hey, my lean would probably be Tampa minus 130. That shifted by the time I gave out plays. Good thing it did. The Blue Jays brought it home for us 20-1. The New York Mets, rotation number 909. 910 is the Cubs. Senga will get the call for the Mets. Marcus Stroman will get the call for the Cubs. Cubs a short favor, minus $1.20. Comeback plus 102 on the Metsies. Senga 4-2 with a 3.77 ERA, 1.44 WHIP. Stroman 3-4 with a 3.05 ERA, 1.14 WHIP. The over/under set at 6.5. That has got to change. The under 6-0 and 1 in Miguel's last 7 starts overall. Mets 9-23 the last 32 meetings and 20-42 the last 62 in Chicago. That's not very good. Remember, I told you I had the lean with them yesterday and let it walk away. So that was a miss on my part. Now Senga 3.18 ERA, Stroman 5.52 in the last 3 starts. But hey, Stroman, his last start against the Mets came back in 2018, 4 2/3, 6 hits, 6 runs. He finally got the win against Philly back on May 19th. Before that, he had dropped 5 in a row. I like Stroman to get back on track here and stay on track. My lean would be Cubs. Doesn't mean I'm married to it or it's the greatest thing in the world. That would just be the lean. Next game on the board, 7:40 Eastern time. Detroit Tigers will face the Kansas City Royals. Over under 9. Royals short favor minus 118. Even money on the comeback for the Tigers. Again, yesterday I said my lean would be the Royals for whatever reason. They ended up pulling it out. But Boyd 3-3 with a 6.21 ERA. Grinke 1-5 with a 4.82. Again, I got nothing on these 2 teams, man. They're so bad. I can't do it. Florida Marlins, Miami Marlins, where you want to call them, Panhandle Marlins. We call the hot chicks Dolphins, whatever. Rotation number 911, and Miami needs a 911. Colorado rotation number 912. Sandy Alcantara will get the call for the Marlins. Carl Kaufman will get the call for the Rockies. Marlins laying $1.78 on the road. Comeback plus 150 for the Rockies. I got no interest in laying $1.78 on the road. Over under set 11. May look under here. I mean, Alcantara, has just gotten no No run support. They've really struggled to support him in the run column. He's 1-5 though with a 5.05 ERA, calling for a little bit of rain, so not sure if they'll even get this in. We can monitor that. But again, even though the Marlins got the better pitcher, I'm not laying $1.78 on the road with a guy that's 1-5. I mean, again, you got to have standards. Baseball's been good to us. Again, 11 games over. It's been the other sports that have killed us. So, last game on the board that I'm going to take a quick peek at, Boston Red Sox and the Los Angeles Angels, -108 both ways. Paxton, the two southpaws in this matchup. Paxton will get the call, 1-0 with a 2.45 ERA, 1.09 whip against Anderson, 1-0 with a 5.27 ERA for the Angels. The under 4-0 in the Red Sox last 4 overall, and 5-0 in the Red Sox last 5 road games there. Over under again setting at 9. The under 5-1 in the Angels last 6 home games. The under 5-2 the last 7 meetings, and the under 7-1-1 the last 9 meetings in LA. Okay, we get it already. Man, that's really, again, I'm not an over-under guy, but Jesus, if ever there was a sign. So you're telling me there's a chance. But these two offenses, though they've been tamed last night, I mean, these two offenses can erupt at any time. Boston, number 4 ranked offense. Angels, 9th ranked offense. So again, they can explode and get it done at any point in time. In the last 3, again, 2.45 ERA for Paxton, 4.5 for Tyler Anderson. No real lean gun to my head. Would probably lean Red Sox, but nothing that like I feel uber comfortable about. So we'll get the plays out by 3:30 Eastern time. Again, quick leans: Yankees -136, Cubs -120. Toronto, you either got to take the +172 or not bet the game. On there, Hauser -110. I could be convinced of that. And the Rangers with my boy Perez. Y'all know I like Perez. -124 is a cheap price there. So something that I would definitely look at. No NBA tonight. We have the night off. We go with the Boston Celtics tomorrow night versus the Miami Heat. Celtics laying 7.5. The underdog has covered 8 in a row in the conference finals. In both series is obviously the sweep with the Nuggets. Now Miami up 3-1. So, hey, might as well hop on that trend with Boston laying 7.5. Let's take the Heat tomorrow night. Would be my lean non-official play, just an opinion. And, you know, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. So some are good, some are bad. NHL tonight, 8:10 Eastern time. Florida Panthers will take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Florida laying $1.10. Comeback -108, which is a really odd line, but whatever. Tomorrow night, Dallas Stars laying $1.32 to the Knights +110. You would think the Stars would have a little inkling of heart. But, you know, if nuts and butts were all in ifs and whatever, have a Merry Christmas or however that goes. So, look, hey, it's a Wednesday. All right, hump day week. Hump day here. You know, middle of the week for those of you 9 to 5ers or Monday through Friday people. You're in the home stretch right now. You're halfway through the week. Appreciate all the support. Remember, bad stuff happens, right? Just like, you know, I say this all the time. You know, you have the Dallas Stars. You think there's a sure thing, just like you think there's a sure woman, or this is a sure thing to invest in, or this is a sure vehicle I should buy, or this is for sure the place I should live. There's so many things that you feel like for sure. And have you ever did them and then it ends up not being the way it should? Same thing with sports gambling, right? So again, there's so many parallels. I could go on and on each and every day. But it's apparent, like when those things happen, all right, you got to pivot. All right, what is working and what isn't working, and let's go back to basics. And for us, that's why I'm going to put the hockey season to bed. Just call it a loss, wipe it up as a loss. You know, I was hoping Stars double unit, we finish at 22-22. And unit-wise, yeah, we'd still be in the negative like 2 units, but wouldn't be as bad. At least record-keeping-wise, we would have finished 500. But it didn't work out, and sometimes when you press, you get bit. So, again, all focused on baseball from here on out. We got another week here in May, all of June, all of July, all of August. You roll into September even with the baseball season, so plenty of time to get again to that 40-50 game mark. Quite honestly, 11 games over halfway through May. We're on pace. If you take, let's see, June, July, August, September, 4 more months, we're on pace for over 50 games over. Probably saying it's going to be about 45 units over with pluses here and there. So we're right on pace to where we should be at a minimum. But again, that's been taken away here early on. And again, just like in life, there's seasons, right? Spring, summer is great. Winter's cold as hell. We're just going through a winter patch right now. But again, it's those that fight and dig and stick with it and go through it that we end up getting to where we need to be. So remember, when you lose, I lose. I'm betting these things myself. I got pummeled last night with the Stars. I figured, all right, I'm still going to have a losing night, but 2-1 in baseball, at least, that'll be where it should be. With the Phillies coming back, then they lost, then the Twinkies blowing that lead. So just a bad day all around, but hey, we got a new day. God gave us a new day. Let's go out and do something great with it, man. Let's be relentless and let's get better. Love you, my winners.